What's up, everyone? Chill Crazy here, also known as Vault Vision. So, we got the She-Hulk comic book coming up, so I figured I'm gonna pull out my old collection. I was sitting there, I saw that She-Hulk was about to come out, and I was like, man, I know I've got that comic book. So, I've been collecting comics since like 1990, 91, when I was a little kid. So I saw this She-Hulk and I was like, man, that looks familiar. So I busted out my old comic collection, which I have a sad story about my whole collection. So there came a point in my life where I had done some moving and stuff, and I had all my I had a couple of those giant boxes full of comic books. And I had them sitting out. I stored them at my dad's place under a tarp. It was just a bad part of my life I went through. I stored all my stuff over in a bad location outside under a tarp. So, needless to say, everything got just completely wrecked. So I still have some of the stuff I have, but half of my comics, I took a big loss. I had like I said, box fulls of comics. So I took a loss on most of them. I still have a lot. The half of what I have is completely wrecked, but I got rid of stuff that was even more wrecked. I'm talking comics sticking together to where the weather and rain and everything had, worst case scenario besides fire, had just completely obliterated my collection. So I saw this She-Hulk coming out, so I wanted to share with you all my She-Hulk comic book. I bought this when I was a kid, and I still have it, but this got like totally obliterated with the weather and all the whole scenario, but I still kept it. So here it is. If you're a comic collector, you're about to cringe. So here we go. This is the She-Hulk. Hopefully it shows up good in the camera. So this is the original case, or the little plastic baggie I had it in. Here's the back of it. All of this is mold. Okay, I'm in a serious health crisis right now showing this to you because it still has the original mold. And so there's She-Hulk in her moldy little case there. Hopefully you can see it. So, I know you should wear gloves and stuff when pulling out these comics, but this one, I think I'm okay. I'll be alright. So, here we are. I pulled it. Oh, shit. Okay, this is just funny because I'm looking on the back of this comic book, and I actually, back in the day, got this from the quarter bin. When you went to the comic book store, they had different bins, like the cheap comic. You could find stuff like really cheap in the quarter bin. And I know this was in the quarter bin because it says Collector's World, 25 cents on the back of it. You see that little sticker the quarter has? So I actually I didn't lose much, man. You could say after all these years, I really didn't lose anything. Definitely not ahead. It's probably, if you think I can get a quarter from this now, good, but let me show you what we're working with. Alright, you see this here? That's pretty moldy. The front of it, that's just terrible. It's just mold, and this is what happens when weather totally destroys everything you've got. So imagine if you've got something good and it completely destroys it. It was sad. It's sad. Like I said, I've got some good stuff, but I've took a hit on a lot of other stuff, so just have to deal with the situation and realize it is what it is. Holy crap. It's actually... I didn't even open this until now. It actually has a hole completely through the cover. So... Look at that. I mean, seriously. So... Oh, look at this. That's a little Crossman is a lot of fun. There's a BB gun ad on the inside of that cover. So that's pretty cool. And it almost looks like somebody shot it up with a BB gun, but they didn't. So that's just actual weather there. That's a weathered comic book. Which, shouldn't a weathered comic book be worth more? I mean, this thing's been through a lot. Think of all that this comic has been through. Most of your 9.8s and 9.6s, do you think they've actually been through a lot? Because I don't. This should be worth more. It's been through, I mean, a storm. Storms. I mean, it's just been through a lot. So this is what they call a Holy Grail. And this is landing on Vivi. So if you know what's up with the Holy Grails, you should probably... I mean, it's She-Hulk. She's got her own series. You should probably go for the drop at least. This is a comic I would actually like to have in good condition, but it just didn't make it through the times. So that's where the digital comics come in, because with the digital... Got a Lego ad on the back. With the digital, you can you don't have to worry about this stuff. It's gonna last forever. So that's where you got to rethink the thought process on the rarities and everything. Are you gonna grade them as in real life comics, or is there a difference between them? And that's where we got to start reevaluating the difference between these, because we have to think of where the metaverse is going to go and where digital comics and stuff is going to be, because it's going to be a flex process in the future for you to be able to show your digital collectibles versus original. I could show you my original right now, but when the metaverse is big, it's going to be all about showing that digital, not the physical. And that's the part where people are going to have to start rethinking how they think about collectibles and comics in the first place. Do you want to think about the physical compared to the digital? Because the physical, it might take a hit, because you can't flex this in a digital world. Think about it. Chill crazy. Peace.